Hello everyone, Joanne with stampinginthevalley.stampinup.net, and welcome to my craft room. I'm excited to be here with you today to create this beautiful card with the Christmas barn bundle. I love this. Now, I live in Tennessee, but I'm originally from New Jersey. Left there when I was 19 and came down here, and I'm 63, so I've been here a very long time. I love these barns. We have these barns all around Tennessee, and of course, on this card, I did the wreath, but they do quilts in this area of the barn, and you can drive around and see what different quilt shapes are on the barn. So that's like a tourist thing here in Tennessee. I think that's so cool. Real farmhouse, right? So we'll put this card together in just a moment. If you order from me, here is my host code. Please use the host code. If you forget, I can always call Stampin' Up and they'll add it for me. With a $35 order this month, I will send you a package of retired designer series paper from my craft room, all cut in 6x6. There's a lot in here. There's 20 sheets. And then if you go up to $50, you'll get the paper plus adhesive-backed stars. Some adhesive-backed stars for this month if you go up to 50. And then remember, it's celebration, so when you hit that 50, you will get to choose a free celebration item from Stampin' Up. So that's win, win, win. 3 wins right there, right? Okay, here's my host code for the month of August. I'm really close to attaining the trip, so I really appreciate any and all orders. I do all the time, but it's gotten a little difficult this year to attain the trip. So if you are going to order, I would appreciate a little order from you. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. Our base here is Cherry Cobbler, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and the inside piece is basic white, 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. I used my designer series paper here. I love this. And this is free with a $50 order. This is the silver and gold 6x6 specialty paper. This is a celebration item. And I use this for this card today as my background. Isn't that pretty? Oh, you know, I have to get some garden green, and we have to cut out a silo, right? And a little, let me get that real quick, a little garden green here. Let's see. Get a piece. Here we go. Okay. All right, there we go. You know, you're right here in my craft room, so it's not like I could just turn around and get anything that I forget. Okay, we'll start with stamping the envelope first. Let me get my Stampin' Pierce mat. When you have photopolymer stamps, it's always good to have a little cushion underneath them. And this is fantastic, of course, for that. I'm going to put a little tree on the outside, right here. Isn't that a pretty tree? Look at the detail in that stamp. I love that. And then on the back, I'm going to do a wreath, just like that. But my little bow, I want to talk to you about that. I want that to just kind of shine a little bit, so I'm going to use some Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella is a fantastic glitter pen, and what happens though is it reactivates the ink. So my bow is going to be a light shade of garden green. Now, I didn't color it red because I didn't do it in Tuxedo Memento black ink, and I'm afraid that my red would then bleed out because I don't have that black ink that, you know, holds the color in. But there's some Wink of Stella on the bow, and you see the little change in the green. I can see the sparkle. I don't know if you can, but I can see the sparkle. It's so cute. And then it gives it that nice shading. Okay, let's move that aside. And now let's bring in a piece of scrap right here. If you hear tweeting going on, the birds are outside the window. So, and they're having fun today. I want to cut out 3 of my trees. So I'm just going to stamp these guys. Oh, I'll need another piece, won't I? Because I want 3 of them. Let me get another piece down here. I've always got scrap right next to me over here. And there we go. And let's see. Oh, I also want to stamp another wreath. So let me get that done. And we do that. All of this is done in garden green. Just like that, okay? Let's see, what else are we going to do? Let's move this aside. And let's go ahead and work with the inside of the card. So the inside of my card is cherry cobbler for the sentiment, and it's the most wonderful time of the year, and that comes in this beautiful stamp set. I'm going to do that in cherry cobbler. And I'm going to do that at the top. Ooh, I got a little green ink right there. Must have been on my finger. Let me use this side. Ooh, I've got green ink over here too. Well, I'm a mess. Okay. Let's see if we can erase that. If not, I'll cut a piece real quick. No, that is not going to go away. That is in there, right? We'll have to use that as some scrap. I don't see where it's on my hand, but I guess, oh, it must have been on the block maybe. All right, let me get a piece of basic white, and I'll cut this at 4 3/4 by 3.5. Okay. All right, back we go. Sorry. Okay, let's go ahead. And it's the most wonderful time of the year. I'm going to pull this down so that I can see it a little bit better. Remember, we always have side 2. Although on that other piece, we didn't have side 1 or 2. Ooh, I smushed it. Do you see what I did? I smushed the stamp. So we have side 2, right? Down and up. See? No smushing. Just straight down and up. Take your time. There we go. I'm going to use some of the silver and gold paper, and this is just a piece from when I cut this. It's just a piece of scrap. Doesn't matter which way it goes. I'm just into using all of these little scrap pieces because I wound up throwing a bunch away, and I was like, wait, I need to use these because they're pretty. I'm just going to put that here at the bottom just to give us a little something on the inside of the card. Cherry cobbler and gold always look so pretty together. I'm going to go ahead and snip off the edges here. So yeah, use your scrap to decorate the inside of your card. I know a lot of times we stamp, you know, but we're stamping all over the place. So let's go ahead and use the DSP for the inside of our card. Let's go ahead and cover up our mistake there, little Tombow, for the inside of the card. Just right here. Good. Just like that. Okay. Now, so there's the inside, okay? And now let's move on to the outside of the card. I've already stamped the 3 trees and the wreath. Oh, let's do this. I want to show you this in these dies. You're going to love this. Now, the dies are so much fun. There's a little silo, the sign. These little things, they cut out the snowflakes and then you can see through. So like if you were using cherry cobbler, you could cut this out of some basic white and then you would see the cherry cobbler through it. But this die, and this die, I love that they did this, are for our sentiments. 3 dies that cut, I'm sorry, it cuts this sentiment, and the horse and the little sleigh here. Okay, so there's 2 dies that cut these sentiments out perfectly. Okay, so watch this. This goes here. Isn't that, I love that they did this. I love that. Okay, and then this die that we're going to use today cuts out Merry Christmas to you and yours. Of course, this one's just straight, okay, so there's no die for that. And then this one, this is so stinking cute, right? Because I'm going to make more cards. And I want to use this horse. Oh, look at that. That's going to be so fantastic, okay? But today we're using the barn. This one right here is the fence. It's a graduated fence. This is a graduated fence right there. And then we have the tree. Here is the little hoof marks, or the little pathway, I guess, for the horses, and a die for the wreath, of course. But I'm really all about these two dies right here. I love the barn, but when I saw the dies cut out the sentiments, I wanted that. You know, we have a whole set in the annual catalog that cuts out a bunch of sentiments, but I was really happy that these came in here. So, I love the stylo. We need this anyway, and we need the little sign too, so that's cute. All right, but look for more cards this week because I'm going to have fun with this set. Okay, Merry Christmas to you and yours in Cherry Cobbler on crab cake right here. And that does not matter a bit how it's spaced because we're going to use the die. So that's fun. All right, so we have that. I've got all of that. This is for my, this piece is 3x4, okay? And this is for my barn. I want to use my Stamparatus. Definitely want to use the Stamparatus here. I do, at least. Let me get some of this out of the way. And let me get my stamp set back here to give me a nice solid surface. And I'll get my little piece here that's 3x4. I use a little Cricut Joy mat. It is sticky. So sometimes you don't have to use, when that happens, you don't have to use your magnet if you have something like this. But you don't have to have that. I bet I put my barn back in here. Yes, I did. Here we go. All right. Put this under here. Now, this is like 3x4. I'm going to put my barn. The reason why I'm using this Stamparatus is because I'm going to stamp this in Tuxedo Memento black ink, and then we're going to go ahead and color. So let's see. I'll pick this up. See how that stayed without the magnet? Isn't that nice? I also have it right here in this angle right here. Okay, and so I know that it's in the same place. But like for this, it really doesn't matter. I'm not trying to really line anything up. I just want to make sure that if I don't get it stamped in black, in the Tuxedo Memento black ink, that then I can go back over it. The last one I did it stamped just fine. And now I use this, I had a customer send me this. I love this thing. It really helps me to push with my hand. And that's perfect to me. That's perfect. See, and look at that. What detail, right? Isn't that pretty? Okay, so let me take this off of here. Put this over there. And let me just pick this up out of here. And good for the Stamparatus, right? All right, now, let's see. What should we do now? I'm going to go ahead and we're going to work on this piece instead of like putting this onto the card front. A lot of times I do that first, but I want to work on this first. And this is kind of flimsy, so you might want to back it with something. I think it's fine with the card base on it, okay? I think it has plenty of weight once we add everything. All right, now, let's see. I think I'm about done with my ink. So, let me go ahead and close it up, and then we'll bring in the Stamp Cut and Emboss machine, right? Here we go. And I'll bring this right in here. Let me get some plates. I'm going to cut this out before we're going to color it. Right here. Good deal. All right. Now, we're going to put the barn here. And we have this large barn die. Isn't that pretty? Now, if you purchase the puffy paint, or if you have that white puffy paint, you could put snow on the rooftop. I have some little white drops that I might even try on something this week. Comes from that Santa set that we have out, the Santa train. I'm going to use this green, garden green, for my silo and my sign. I'm going to take my sentiment. This is why I love having the large one, our large Stamp Cut and Emboss machine. I always tell everybody, if you are looking for a machine, always buy the big one first. The little one is a toy, okay? So, It's a fun toy though, okay? And let's just admit that. It is an absolutely fun toy. Okay. Can I sneak and scooch? Yes, I can. Look at all that we're cutting. We're going to get the wreath right here. And one tree. And then I just have a fence and 2 trees to cut. So isn't that nice? Get another piece of washi tape. Just right there. Alright, great. Put this on here. And crank it through. We're actually going to make a nice little winter scene is what we're doing. So you know, at the beginning of the video I was talking about the barns with the quilts. And that is just so much fun to go see them. And the farmers that have done that, the people who have, you know, big barns like that, who have gone ahead and done that for the area to have wonderful tourism because of that. You know, people tour that when they come. There's a lot of now bed and breakfasts going up and around in this area. B&Bs or whatever that they call it. And yeah, I notice a lot of people, I have friends actually that have turned like a room in their house into a B&B. And you know, people are coming to the area. They love the mountains. I think that's fun. Here's, look at the silo. Isn't that cute? Look at this little sign. All the embossing is already in it. Isn't that cute? So adorable. Okay. Alright. I love little pieces. And you know me, guys, if you follow me, I like to build things, okay? So building a scene is absolutely perfect. We're going to cut this fence out. Look at this fence. It's so farmy, you know, because of the, what do they call that? Like a split rail fence, I think. But it's very farmhouse, very farmy to me. So really love that. And I'm going to show you how we get that look of the fence all the way across on that card, and it's really not. So I'm going to cut that out. Beautiful. I'm excited to spend my afternoon with you guys here in the craft room, making a beautiful Christmas card. And I've got the windows open. It's fall though. You can hear the crickets and yeah, just everything. You can kind of smell it in the air too. I always say that. You could always smell fall. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Little fence. It's adorable. Okay. Let me pop this up. Get my fence out of there. Okay. Isn't that cute? Too cool. Alright. Let's cut that tree out and then I'll worry about cleaning up my work surface later while I'm off camera. There we go. So 3 trees, a fence, a silo, a sign, sentiment, and a barn, all cut out in a matter of minutes. Love it. That's wonderful. Okay, so now we have the chore of coloring our barn. I'm leaving this white so that it's like it's snowed. I want to color, I want to leave some white. Now I'm coloring with, and this is amazing, okay, I'm coloring with the Cherry Cobbler blends. And let me tell you something, these are juicy, okay? This is a very, very juicy blend. So what I want to do is get my little doors first. Let's see, can I zoom in? Sometimes I do this. Let me see here. If I push the right button. There we go. Yay! We'll put that right there, okay? All right, now, so first, this is the light Cherry Cobbler. It comes light and dark, they come together. But this is so juicy. And when I go into these little areas, instead of pushing my blend around, I'm actually dotting, okay? I'm actually just doing dots. Like in here, I just want to barely touch it and dot it. side. I can see a little bit better. You still kind of go outside the lines a little bit. It's just so small. Here we go. Okay, now this, I might push it around a little bit. But then if you miss any, just kind of dot, 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 because that alcohol is going to spread out. The alcohol does make it spread. Come in here. What I'm trying to do is leave these crosses on the barn to look white so that you can see them. Do the best you can, because it's going to look cute anyway. We're going to decorate everything up. And I'm going to show you how to get the barn to look weathered. Now, I'm going to take this one and I'm going to come around through here. And I'm going to leave my white border. I'm going to leave the white roof, okay, and here, and this little border around there, I'm going to leave that. So let's go ahead, and what I like to do now is outline. I do want to get a little bit of red down into this door here. Just like that. Okay, so like what I like to do is come around here with my nib tip, because this is some close coloring around some of this. Not the place to use the brush tip yet. And see, around all the windows, because I'm leaving those white, I want to bring that around. Just make your outline the best you can. And you know, you might go outside of the lines a little bit. It's okay. We do have a color lifter. Although, I will say, the color lifter, I think I just colored the back window there, but that's okay. We'll have 3 then. Well, no, we'll have 4. Are we supposed to have 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this one's getting 4 because I got a little happy with that marker. But that's okay. So it is a little tight coloring in through here. But however it comes out, it's cute. The barn is stinking adorable. Just like that. Okay. Then I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to outline this out. And around the window. And this window. And around these doors up here, like through here. You want to get into all the little tight spaces. Just like that. I'll just color that in. We're good here. I want that to be white. I'm going to come down through here. Do the best you can. And 2, I'm kind of like myself. I'm not right up on it. I'm kind of, oh, I'm sorry. Well, I was up there. I'm looking to the side to make sure that I'm coloring correctly. And so here we go. See, I've outlined it, okay? And yeah, just coloring, you know, a little bit close. Now I'm going to switch to my brush tip. And, oh, I missed a window. Right here. I'll color between here because that's too tight, you know? Because you could just get it everywhere. Especially the red. The cherry cobbler. Alright, now, I'm going to take the brush tip. And I'm just going to come up through here. And fill in wherever it'll let me. And then I'll go back to that nib tip. There's not a whole lot of surface, okay? It's a cute little barn. So this will help. Ooh, that's a little tight in there, right? And my tip is a little bent because I've used it so much. Alright, now I'm going to go back to the nib tip. That gets me a little nervous. But that's the greatest thing about a blend is that, you know, it's going to look great no matter which end that you use. But we're going to weather this barn in just a second. Okay, we're going to weather it. So don't worry if there are different hues of red throughout here. It's okay. You actually want it like that because it's an old barn. They're always out in the, look at how cute that is. Oh my gosh, that's adorable, adorable. I want to color the top right here in light crumb cake. Do I have light? Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I have dark. Dark crumb cake, but leave the top of it white. But color all that, okay? All right, now I've got my color lifter here, and I'm going to use my nib tip. I think I need a new color lifter. Mine's about run out because I've used it a lot. But this is how you weather this barn. Now you can see there's different shading because of the blends and everything all through the barn. But I'm going to take my color lifter and I'm just going to color through here. And it's going to blend in this ink, but it's also going to lift some of the color so that it looks like it's almost whitewashed. You know, with a little bit of, with all the weathering, the snow, the rain. And like I said, I put color lifter on my order because I believe mine's almost dried up. So there's some of that. You can see it. Now see how it is just lifting color right there? Just let it sit because it'll lift and lift and lift a little bit at a time. I'm going to use the brush tip. Just come through here like this. Just like that. Just trying to lift out some of that color and make it look like it's been here for 100 years. Well, maybe 50. Just like that, okay? And then as it sits, it will kind of lift out a little bit more and a little bit more. But that's how kind of to make it weathered. All right, now let me go back out. Okay, there we go. And let's bring in our card. And we want to go ahead, and the first thing we want to do is place our barn. I don't want it all the way in the middle because then it's up too high, okay? So you want to place this kind of on the lower third. And watch, don't look at the snow. Look at the barn. Look at this line right here because that's what makes your barn straight. Look how cute that looks on this paper. Oh, I know my video is a little bit long today, but we had a lot of cutting and a lot to do. Just bear with me. Now I'm going to put these here, the dimensionals, okay? Now watch, I've put these dimensionals in a little bit, okay? In, because we have to work with our fence. So I'm going to put this here on the lower third. I'm straightening up my barn. I'm letting my snow go down. There we go, just like that. I want to take my fence, okay? I'm going to snip it in half. And we might have to snip more of it back. It's okay. Let's snip it in half. Let's deal with this one first. This fence is going to come right in here. And see, it's too long, okay? So, let's see. Should we put it here? Let's put it down here, okay? It's still too long, okay? So, I'm just going to cut some of it off. That's all. That's all I did. And look, it fits perfectly. Oh, I love it. Let's start to build our picture. Isn't that cute? I love this fence. I can't wait to do the sleigh because that might be my next card. Okay, so a little Tombow. You could have used adhesive strip if you were, you know, doing that. That's fine too, and just peel it back. So we want to put our fence here and want it to be straight. Okay, that's why I like the Tombow. Gives me a little bit of time there. Now bring that right out to the edge, okay, just like that. All right, now let's go ahead and put this other side on. And so I want the solid part here on the outside, and I'm going to come down and just kind of line that up with this fence right here. And I think that that's just going to fit quite well right there, okay? And it's okay if it shows because it's, you know, it's the fence. It's the railing of the fence. That's why when we cut that in half, we didn't split it open. It would have been fine too if we split it open there at the half. That's okay too. It looks really cute. It's a stinking cute little fence. Okay. Let's put this one here and line it up there. Okay, look how cute. Oh, it's coming out so great. All right, let's go ahead and get our wreath up here. We need to use our Wink of Stella on our bow. Now, you can attempt to color it in with the red, but it might bleed out, and I was just so afraid of that. And I really thought that the Wink of Stella did a fine job right here and gave that a little bit of color and a little bit of sparkle. I'm going to put that right over that window so that like the wreath is enhancing the window. That's what I mean by is sometimes it doesn't matter if you go outside the lines and everything because this card's going to get busy and it's not going to matter. So I cut some dimensionals here just in half, or you could use some minis or just pieces of dimensionals here. All right. And right here over that window so that like if you look out you're in the wreath. Isn't that cute? It's adorable. Okay, let's go ahead and get our sentiment right here. And I'm going to use the bottom part of the dimensionals, these little parts right here, in here. And then this one. And I want to put this toward the bottom of the card. Merry Christmas to you and yours right here. I like that with the cherry cobbler on the crumb cake. Isn't that cute? All right, now let's go ahead. Oh, this is coming out so adorable. Let's go ahead and place our silo. And I just did that in garden green. I don't know. You could do it in any color you want. Doesn't matter. Just make it cute. Because I was going for a red, green, and gold look here. So that's what I came up with. So here's that. And then I'm going to place my little sign here on my snowbank. Or my little arrow, like the barn is this way, right? This way to the barn. Now over here we're going to put a tree, 2 dimensionals on that. And I'm going to put this in the front of the fence, just like that. And now this first one, I'm going to put behind there. I'm going to put this down with Tombow. And this one's going to kind of go right back in here, just hidden and flat. And then this one we're going to pop up with dimensionals. And this one's going to layer right here and down a little bit. Just like that. So cute. Look at our scene. Isn't that a nice winter scene? So adorable. I decided to use the iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. I love that they're iridescent because it'll just pick up some color. So I'm using the small ones and I'm putting 2 on the silo and 2 on the sign just to give it some bling, right? And then 1 over here by our Christmas right there. Adorable. And now let's go ahead and attach this to the front of our card, and our card is done for today. I know I went over my 20 minutes, but hey, this one was worth building, right? Here we go. All right. Oh, look how pretty. On the cherry cobbler. with our distressed barn. I love that. Do you love this card? I hope you do. And there's the inside. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Here's this one. And our beautiful envelopes. They are ready to go. Here we go here. And then this one there. And I love it. There it is for today. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. Please go to your happy space, do some happy crafting, and I'll see you again this week with some more beautiful scenes with this adorable barn. Thanks again.